Hey everyone, John Henry here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a breakout of a wedge that's forming here on crude oil. Now, we just had a huge breakout move higher, so I'm just going to jump in here. 49.31 is the entry point. Now, with the gap higher, and the reason why I was a little bit more aggressive in jumping in on this gap higher and then immediate snap up shows us that this could potentially break out for a relatively large move here. My stop is going to get placed underneath the low, and because I had to get in aggressively on that entry, I want to make sure that my stop and my target are equal to each other. So my stop point is down here at 49.15, and I'm going up to 49.31. So I need to make sure that I am at least willing to get that much out of the trade. So that means that my target is going to be up here at 47. Now, in terms of upward momentum, given that we are seeing a relatively strong breakout move, especially with this gap inside here, there's definitely a chance that we could double up on this move for a larger target up here towards around 63. So that's going to be my final objective on this. Now, we come in this morning and we're seeing a relatively range-bound market. We're going higher generally speaking, but we're doing it very weakly. You can see the overnight session was kind of lackluster. We just kind of moved back and forth and back and forth. And this gave buyers and sellers basically the opportunity to fade both sides of it. Buy the low, sell the high. And it worked really well for most of the European session. But then we had this guy come out, right? This huge bull candle just out of nowhere, completely different from everything else that we've been seeing all morning. And that gives us a really big clue that, wait a minute, something's wrong, right? This is where a lot of sellers should be coming in to fade the high of the wedge and drop it right back down, and they're not showing up. This is actually going the opposite direction with a huge bull sentiment. That's not something you want to play around with. Testing the target, no fill there. There we go. So in that aspect of just kind of that market movement at that big punch higher, I want to make sure that I see that as a potential breakout move, and I want to get in aggressively looking for this rise up for a potentially huge move higher. I mean, one thing to keep in mind as well, a lot of times when these wedges break out, you'll see them break out kind of a doubled up move from themselves, and you'll notice where our target is, right? It's right around that area. So that location is definitely going to be a heavy profit target for a lot of buyers, and given how fast this spiked higher, I've really got to assume that there are a lot of buyers in this. So we'll give it a little bit of time here, see if we can get that final objective up at 49.63. Huge spike higher there. That's the kind of momentum that we've been talking about. The massive blast through the highs there. This is what we were sort of looking for, right? When it stands out, that obviously, I mean, look at this candle comparative to everything else that happened this morning. It completely stands out. And then it gets good follow through and it hammers higher. That's what you're looking for. And this is why you get that big blast through. You get some easy targets. And this pushed all the way up to a 2-to-1 from our aggressive entry, right? We entered aggressively up here. And it's a good thing we did because it would have never given us a chance to come back. So just a beautiful example of being a little bit more aggressive when necessary on just a picture perfect wedge break. I don't think you can ask for a much clearer signal than that. So that's going to do it for me. Beautiful move up and exactly what we were looking for. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com. And as always, we'll catch you next time.